As darkness begins to fall here on our potentially haunted homestead, we're heading into the woods where the lower ley lines intersect, the most active portion on our property, to make a very special announcement. I'm going to be as quiet as I can be from here to there without recording, so I can slip into the woods unannounced to tell you something very big. And when I'm back there speaking, make sure to get my 6 so we can see who or what else is listening. As you get my 6, don't just watch for a regular he, she, it, or they. I want you to watch for a set of red eyes as well. There's no guarantees old Red Eyes will show up, but he might. I'm going to slowly scan while we do this so we can pull at least 180 security behind me. You get my 3 to 9. And I'll get the 10 to 2 up front. So guys, keep your eyes right here. Listen very closely as you continue to watch and get my 6. For the first time in about 8 years, my novel From the Graves of Babes is now available in print. This novel spent 6 months as Amazon's #1 rated ghost novel in the year of its publication. You know what was #1 before it was? Watch that, get my 6. Looks like there's a couple of them back there. Watch for red eyes as well. The book that From the Graves of Babes dethroned was a ghost story set at Christmas time you may have heard of. It was called A Christmas Carol, written by a guy named Charles Dickens. Might have heard of him too. So anyway, due to the support of the wonderful, wonderful, most awesome viewers in the world, that being those of you who watch this channel, who have reignited a very, very, very dormant writing career, mine, I spent the last 3 days entirely reformatting an old manuscript, getting this thing submitted to Amazon, and now published in print. Available at the link in the description of this video, as well as my other books, which include, of course, the Bigfoot Sasquatch Files, now of which there are 2 volumes. I saw that too. Put your earbuds in and listen. I am distinctly hearing footsteps behind me, yet nothing is there, potentially. So that was the announcement. It was pretty short and sweet. Look at that, look, watch it. But while I've got you here, let's just see what we can see. It is getting dark. By the time this thing actually uploads the howls. By the time this video actually uploads and publishes on YouTube, it probably will be dark. So let's give you something worth watching tonight. Let's make our way up through here. See if we're followed. Now you might be saying to yourself, what's up with these red eyes, Crazy Lake? We're always looking for him, her, it, or they, but what's up with these red eyes? That's a story I've told before, a story about old red eyes, but it's one worth telling again, not in its entirety at this point, but I do believe I've begun to figure a lot of that out as far as not so much who old red eyes is. Well, yeah, I heard a scream. I might not know who Red Eyes is, but I do believe I know what old Red Eyes is. That was very close, and that did not sound like a real bird. That sounded like a mimic. Old Red Eyes likes a good story well told. I've only known one other person who's been able to tell stories good enough to draw out old Red Eyes. It's a guy who's the greatest storyteller I've ever known, and it's who the book From the Graves of Babes is dedicated to in memory. He appears as a fictional character in the book, and I'm fortunate that the book was published originally in print also in its first printing before it was taken out of print. While he was still alive, he got to read it. We had a conversation after he did, and he warned me about something. He told me the story about old Red Eyes. It's the only person I ever heard it from. He said, now you got to be careful when you tell these stories. He says, because if you get good enough at telling them, he said old Red Eyes might show up to listen to them. As I said, my friend has since passed, and I'm afraid he may, in doing so, have passed the torch to me. So now while we're out here in these woods, we've got something else to be looking for. So stay tuned to find out what all we may or may not see out here in the forest behind my home moving forward. Thanks for tuning in again. I think we captured something earlier in the video down there between the ley lines, and I think we captured more than one. If you saw it, timestamp it, and let me know what you think it was, or them. And make sure to go get your print copy of From the Graves of Babes. And as always, keep getting my 6. Look at that right there. Thanks for being here for another episode of the PBS. S. The potential Bigfoot Sasquatch show. Did you hear that? Now potentially co-starring Old Red Eyes.